Just to make it clear, when I started this documentary about Sobekneferu, it was never the intention to get this close to a giant crocodile.
Yeah, just come a little bit close. Because if that guy chooses to swing around, we can move in between.
This unplanned part of the shoot was definitely not the most comfortable interview I've ever done. It is at the back of Komombo Temple that we find proof of crocodiles being housed here. These pits at the back of Komombo are believed to be where they kept the temple crocodile. This would be one crocodile that embodied the spirit of Sobek. They kept them in here, and one priest had the lucky task of getting to put jewelry on this crocodile, and some of them even had painted nails. There are other pits around the temple as well that housed even bigger crocodiles. Many of these temple crocodiles were mummified when they died. These Nile crocodiles were divine after all. But these were kept in water, in sunlight at Komombo. But this doesn't answer my question about the water pits at Kasr Karun Temple in Fayum. Could Sobekneferu really have had Nile crocodiles in the dark waters below the temple that survived? To get the answers, I have traveled back to my hometown in South Africa to learn about the Nile crocodile. I'm meeting up with Roann, who spends his days surrounded by crocodiles.
You can see even these big crocodiles are a lot more scared of us than we would be of them.
He's not happy.
No. He's going to swing around for gosh.
Sobekneferu. Her name means the beautiful one of the crocodile god.
Okay.
Yeah. And she built many temples dedicated to the crocodile god out in the Fayum oasis. In this one temple, there's a little bridge towards the inner sanctuary.
Okay.
Underneath the bridge, there are two pits that go down, about 2 floors down. Now, we don't know what those were used for, but some have suggested that they were filled with water and the sacred crocodiles were housed in these pits.
Okay.
Now, how likely is it that they could have done that? I mean, can a crocodile survive without the sunlight like that for so long?
Yeah. The big thing is crocodiles, and what people have a misconception about reptiles in particular is with crocodiles eating whole animals.
Yeah.
They get the calcium and the stuff from the entire animal that they eat. They don't need as much vitamin D to change the to absorb the calcium as other reptiles might, like
Can they get that from just eating?
Just from eating and digesting, yeah. So crocodiles have also probably one of the strongest stomach acids of any animal out there. So there is still research being done, but if I'm not mistaken, there's a small population of freshwater crocodiles somewhere in Australia that predominantly live in caves.
Okay,
and
so
they
they don't
only
see sunlight.
eat bats. Yeah.
Wow.
So obviously because of that, those crocodiles have a much lighter skin tone.
Yeah.
So they are almost pure yellow crocodiles.
Yeah.
Because they don't need that thermoregulation with the black spots and all of that. And also because it's dark, they don't need the camouflage either.
Yeah. So it is possible they could have housed these sacred crocodiles in these pits.
Definitely. As long as the temperature stays more or less constant,
Yeah.
then the crocodiles would actually
They'll be okay.
thrive. Yeah, if they get a constant supply of food, a constant temperature.
So these crocodiles could survive in the dark.
Definitely. So in here we've got about 2,800 new hatchlings. Yeah, so you can see as well, there's no natural sunlight in any of these stuff because for the first couple of years it's more important to keep the temperature constant than it is for them to have natural sunlight. So we keep them in these hot houses for a year,
Okay.
and only after that we'll move them out to the outside enclosures when they tolerate the cold and the stuff a little bit better. Yeah.
And so this would be similar to what they did inside the temples with the covered ceiling, the pits like this.
Yes,
Yeah.
most probably.
Yeah. And they can survive there.
Yeah, they flourish. I mean, these crocodiles within a year, they're about 60 centimeters in length.
Yeah.
So they grow extremely fast during this time of the year. As soon as they're outside and they've got the external factors, the cold days and stuff, their metabolism slows down on the colder days, so they don't grow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, we can go outside. He's nice and strong. This little baby is about 2 years old now. This is now an American alligator.
This is an alligator.
This is an alligator, yeah. So when it comes to...
What is the main difference?
At the moment, there's about 24 different recognized species of crocodilians.
Okay.
Which they can classify into 3 to 4 groups. So you get your crocodiles, alligators, caimans, and then your gharials. Big difference between crocs and alligators, obviously, where the alligators would have a very round-shaped head. Crocs have a very triangular, V-shaped head. Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
You want to give it a hold?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear him listen to that?
Yeah, so the big thing with him is as long as you keep the tail in line with the head, he's not going to wiggle too much because then he feels stable.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can put some pressure there on the neck as well.
Hello, gorgeous.
Because the big thing for them, it's all about balance. So if the tail is in line with the head, then he feels balanced. It's not going to wiggle around too much. Just as soon as the tail dangles around, then he doesn't feel balanced.
Sobekneferu, she built many of these temples dedicated to the crocodile god. She loved crocodiles. It was her namesake. And many pharaohs after her took Sobek and put it into their names. I think it's about 13 pharaohs.
Wow.
Yeah. Sobek Hotep, which means Sobek is happy. We read about how the ancient Egyptians used to care for the sacred crocodile. So they had one in each temple dedicated to the crocodile. That was the sacred one.
Okay.
And there was a high priest that would go in and adorn the crocodile with jewelry and gold and rings and bracelets and things like that. We also read about them painting the crocodile's claws or nails.
Okay.
How tame can a crocodile become?
Like I mentioned earlier on, crocodiles are wild animals. Regardless of how long you keep them in captivity, every opportunity they get, they will try to kill you in most cases. They are animals of habit though as well, and they can learn routines better than most other animals. So it's difficult to say that a crocodile can get tamed, but I have heard stories of people.
Can they get used to people?
They get used to people, get used to the feeling of touch and things like that. But I still won't go as close as keeping one in the bed next to me.
Okay, or painting its nails.
Unless it's very cold, then it's all right. If you drop a crocodile's core body temperature to about 26 degrees Celsius, 26 to 24 degrees Celsius,
they become
very lethargic. Then you can literally sit on his back and brush his teeth and do whatever you want to do, and he's going to lose that aggression because it would have been possible, definitely.
So this is a baby crocodile.
A baby Nile crocodile.
Nile crocodile. So this is baby Sobek.
Yes.
And they used to. We don't know if they would sacrifice them, but sometimes they would take the young crocodiles and also mummify them.
Okay.
And inside this temple of Sobekneferu in the Fayum, on either side of the entrance, there's two, almost looks like post boxes.
Okay.
And they would slide mummified baby crocodiles in there as an offering to Sobek.
Wow.
Thank you. Sobek, he was the protector of the Nile, and later on he became the god of repairing the skin underneath the Greek rule, because obviously, when a scale breaks off, they can regenerate.
Exactly, yeah.
So they saw a lot of interesting things about a crocodile, but in your opinion, what do you think they saw in these Nile crocodiles that they could have made them want to elevate a crocodile to a divine status?
I think probably one of the reasons is because of the fact that they are close to prehistoric. So they've been on Earth longer than most other living animals, probably. And also one of the facts that they are one of the most dangerous animals in the river systems in Egypt.
Yeah.
By far,
in Africa.
In Africa, except for hippos and stuff like that as well. So I think it might have come out of a thing of fear, and they think that if they worshipped the animal that they fear more, they would
like appease.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So to get more respect for the animal, so it doesn't attack them.
Yeah. So you show the respect, and then the animal will show you respect back.
In return, precisely.
Something like that. We see that with the lioness goddess Sekhmet.
Okay.
They feared her.
Yeah.
So they deified her.
Oh, yeah. So I assume it would have been the same with crocodiles, probably. Yeah.
Protecting the water, because you go to the water, the crocodile comes out.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So the more, and I think with most animals and most aspects of snakes and stuff like that, the same. There's a lot of new cosmetic products that are starting to come out as well, where they use crocodile fat in serums to help with burn marks and stretch marks and lesions.
That's
and stuff
exactly
like
what they did at the Komombo temple. They would take extracts from the crocodiles.
People are only now realizing it.
Yeah. They had it already.
Exactly.
You clearly spend almost every day basically with these crocodiles, right?
Yes. With crocodiles, and one of the things I appreciate about them, unlike other animals that people can farm with, is the fact that a crocodile, regardless of how many years it's been in captivity, they stay wild animals.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go swimming in this pond here behind us, the crocodiles will instinctively try and kill you.
Yeah?
Yeah. But crocodiles are, as you can see, not very active animals.
Yeah.
Most of the day, they literally lie and bask in the sun to try and maintain their body temperature.
Can a crocodile differentiate between other crocodiles? Is there like a sense of community with them, or are they still very much...
Yeah. Crocodiles, it's funny enough, they are, when it comes to reptiles, they are one of the only reptiles that show sense of community.
Yeah.
And even in long stretches of river, you would see batches of crocodiles of 50 or 60 crocodiles that would bask in the same bank.
Okay.
Even though there are kilometers of riverbank available, they would still choose to bask together.
Yeah.
So there is a sense of community with them. You can see even these big crocodiles, they're a lot more scared of us than you would be of them.
He's not happy.
No. He's going to swing around for gosh. As long as you are about 1.5 meters away from the head and the body and the tail, you are out of strike.
Just to make it clear, when I started this documentary about Sobekneferu, it was never the intention to get this close to a giant crocodile.
Just come a little bit closer, because if that guy chooses to swing around, we can move from the seat.
This unplanned part of the shoot was definitely not the most comfortable interview I've ever done.
Yeah. This is not my most comfortable interview. Hey, you're backing off more than me.
Yes, y'all know faster.
Throughout the years, I have investigated many Egyptian queens and their illustrious lives. Now, join me, Curtis Ryan Woodside, in this documentary, years in the making, to finally learn more about Sobekneferu.
She is the first woman who rules as king.
Staunchly retaining her femininity.
She changed the religious belief. She became a pharaoh.
Thank you.